If the guy's like, well, yeah, I am an actor, it's crazy because, you know, it was always my dream to be an actor. And when I was growing up, you know, I tried out for the school play and I got cut. And then I was determined to be in the next school play. So I took these acting classes, you know. So it's basically all that is bringing her into that guy's reality and showing how he got into it, why he does it, that it's not just, oh, I live this lifestyle and you either jive with it or you don't. Hey, what's up guys? Dale Valor here for Modern Valor Dating. Today, we're going to be talking about a topic that I think is super important when it comes to game. It's something that you need to communicate if you want the interaction to go your way. What am I talking about? I'm talking about displaying higher value, DHVs, how to communicate them and how to get the interaction to move in the direction that you want it to go. All right, I got a gang of tips for you. We're gonna hop into it right now. Let's get it. All right, tip number one, routines. All right, now listen, there's a lot of guys who don't like using routines when it comes to game, you know, gambits, whatever you wanna call it, okay? For me personally, I use it. I can see why you wouldn't. I get the whole idea for why to use it and why not to use it, but I will tell you this. You don't need to use it. There's plenty of ways to display higher value without using routines, and we're going to get into some of those, okay? But for this particular point, or this particular tip, we're going to talk about DHV routines and why it's important, okay? So here's the deal. With routines and displaying higher value, you know, there's all kinds of different routines that you can do. I'll list off some. All right, now we don't really have the time here because this video will be an hour if I go over all these different routines and everything. You can Google these routines, you can find them, things like that. But some of the routines that I like to use when displaying higher value is this, all right? I like the ring routine, all right? I wear rings, it makes sense. If you Google the ring routine, you should be able to find it and you'll see why I particularly go that route, okay? There's the ring routine. There's palm reading, which is another one that I like to do. There's cold reads. There is the cube, eliciting values. You know, there's all kinds of different routines that you can do. If you Google DHV routines, you should be able to find a litany of them and you can use them however you want to do it, however you think makes sense to you and your particular game, all right? But here's the deal. Here's why I think they're important and why I use them in particularly, all right? I believe that it shows a certain skill set. And it shows that you're able to read people and that you know more about them than they know about themselves. And it's basically showing dominion over their world and pulling them into yours. All right. So if you know more about them than they know about themselves, that's very, very, very powerful. Here's the caveat. You don't want to come away being her therapist. You don't want to come away with all life's answers that she can use in her establishing relationships with other people. All right, so you definitely don't want to have that frame. However, if you can show dominion over her world, it's definitely a good start in showing her that you're a man with a plan. You know what's going on. You can take action. You know, it just implies so many powerful dynamics, all right? So if you're interested in doing routines, I advocate it. However, I can see why somebody would say contrary. But if you want to know more about them, again, you can Google it, find out about them, learn them, and do them. I would say at a minimum, try it. You know, try it out, see if it's something that feels right, that fits with what you do. And if it is, cool, run with it. If not, throw it away. That's fine. We got plenty more tips if you don't want to do DHV routines, all right? Hey, just wanted to take a brief time out to remind you to hit the subscription button if you're getting value out of this channel. We don't want you to miss anything. So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, drop a comment if there's something you want us to touch on, a particular topic, or you got a question, want us to do a video on something, we're happy to at least consider it. All right. So listen, guys, we're going to hop back into the video right now. Number 2, social proof. Why is that important in displaying higher value? Well, here's the reason. If you have a gang of people that you're friends with, you have a very strong social circle, and whenever you step out, you know everybody, and everybody knows you. You look like Mr. Popular. You're the quarterback of the football team. You're the guy everybody wants to get to know. That shows that you're the kind of guy that obviously resonates with people, and you're the kind of guy that has something about him, some charismatic quality that people want to follow. It shows leadership potential, leadership skills. It shows that, you're just the guy, man. You're the shit, And every girl wants to be with a guy that can control a room, that can command a room, that when the party doesn't start till he shows up, every girl likes that guy. So that's why it's important to be able to show that. If you don't have strong social proof, you can manufacture it. You can go around, say for instance, you go to a club or a bar or something like that, and you don't know anybody. Well, if you start talking to everybody, starting with the staff, the bouncers, whatever, and then start making your way around from group to group to group to group, see, people just assume that the group that you were in before you approach their group, you're a part of that group. All right, I assume it, you assume it, everybody assumes that. So if people are just seeing you constantly being engaged with everybody, in their mind, they just assume that you just must know everybody, because not everybody goes around just talking to everybody, right? So you automatically show the room that you are Mr. Popular. You're the guy that people want to get to know, all right? So that's why social proof is so important, and that's how you can manufacture that from nothing, all right? So, all right, we're going to get into number 3. Let's get it. Number 3. Showing off a lifestyle. All right, if you're able to craft a lifestyle that people want to be a part of, whether it's in a social circle, you're showing it off to strangers, things like that. The lifestyle that you lead and the type of life that you're able to show without being braggy, that's super powerful, because if you're able to show that you are a cool guy, that, maybe you race motorcycles and you, you used to be a Navy SEAL and you are in a band and, you just do all this cool stuff that is successful and does well. Maybe you're good professionally and, just all those things. There's ways to show that and work that into conversation that doesn't come across as braggy. Now, look, if you walk up and you're like, guess what? My band just signed to a major record label. What's up? That's probably not going to fly, because that comes across as being it's obnoxious. And like I said, it's braggy. But if in the course of conversation, a song comes on and you say something to the effect of like, oh, you know what? One of the guys in my band, he actually produced that song. That starts showing that you have higher value than what she isn't used to. You are making yourself distinctly different than every guy that she's likely to encounter. And that's one of the huge, powerful aspects of displaying higher value, is that you're just different. You are something that she has never encountered before. And being able to show that you have a lifestyle that communicates that, that's dope. That's something that she doesn't see in most guys, and she's going to see it in you if you can communicate it correctly. All right, we're going to get into number 4. Let's get it. Number 4, stories. All right, now see, here's the deal. Just like I was talking about with the last tip and how to communicate your higher value, this is a great way to do it, is by telling it in a story. Because if you're telling a story, you're not really bragging. You're just talking about something that happened or something that's a part of your life that isn't just a statement. It's showing her why it is that you have this particular lifestyle. That's what it's all about. In a story, it's bringing her into your reality and showing the why behind the what. All right, see, now here's the deal. Some guys just naturally display higher value just because of who they are, and she already knows who they are. Say like a famous actor or something like that. Believe it or not, there's a lot of women that will not pay those guys any mind because they can't see themselves as being a part of their reality. You know, she looks at her own life and says, that's not something that I know anything about. I'll likely embarrass myself. I'm not comfortable with it. You know, I don't fit in that world. But if you can show her the why behind the what, she's likely to understand. You know, like, so for instance, a famous actor, if he explains, you know, she's like, didn't I see you in this movie or whatever, this TV show? And he's like, yeah, you know what, I was in that. And she's like, oh, so you're an actor. And if the guy's like, well, yeah, I am an actor, it's crazy because, you know, it was always my dream to be an actor. And when I was growing up, you know, I tried out for the school play and I got cut. And then I was determined to be in the next school play. So I took these acting classes, you know. So it's basically all that is bringing her into that guy's reality and showing how he got into it, why he does it, that it's not just, oh, I live this lifestyle and you either jive with it or you don't. So that's the importance of being able to story out why it is the things that you do, all right? And on a side note too, when you tell a story, you know, the part of her mind that visualizes it, that imagines what's going on, just like when somebody tells you a story, you imagine it, and you can see it from your own vantage point. And sometimes if you think about it long and hard enough, you actually see it from their vantage point. Now, the power of that is the unconscious mind doesn't know the difference. So emotionally, it's as if that person is actually there. Because if you can spike those emotions, just like when you're watching a movie and something happens that maybe it's a tearjerker of a movie and your emotions get stirred a little bit, hey, that's because in your subconscious mind, your mind thinks you are actually there in that scene witnessing what's going on. That's why you feel that. And that's how she's going to feel if you're able to relate that story correctly. All right, we're going to hop into the next tip. Let's get it. Number 5, social media. All right, so sometimes you're having an interaction and you just don't have time to really display higher value, whether it's a routine or a story or something like that. And you just can't really show that higher value. If you exchange phone numbers and you exchange social medias, she's going to follow up with you. I mean, in the sense of she's going to check on you. She's going to check your social medias. Especially if she's really interested, she's definitely going to lurk and check them out, creep on your shit, all that kind of thing. So when she does, what is it that she's going to see? Is she going to see a picture of your breakfast? Or is she going to see a picture of you jumping out of an airplane? You know, so that's the thing. If you're able to display on your social medias higher value by the cool things that you do, the cool lifestyle that you have, the social proof that you bring, it's going to do a lot of the legwork for you and show that you're the kind of individual that she wants to get to know, because she's getting a snapshot into your lifestyle, into who you are, what you do, what you're about. You know, so it's going to speak volumes. You know, like they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? So here's the deal, guys. We dropped a video a little while back on knowing your worth. It's really difficult to display higher value if you don't know what your higher value is. Knowing your worth and being able to communicate it. We go really, really deep on it. So what I want you to do is, now that this video is about to wrap up here, I want you to go check out that video. We're going to link it here and check that out, and we will see you there.